Okay, welcome to a new episode of Resolute Fitness. Today is Wednesday afternoon here in North Carolina, and it is tremendously hot. Probably too hot to be wearing this t-shirt, to be honest. But at the same time, I kind of don't feel as though it's appropriate for me to be topless whilst just talking. Well, there you go. That's just me. So in this video, I want to discuss a few things from CrossFit to Greg Glassman to Dave Castro becoming CEO, and also Morning Chalk Up and Jacob Heppner's video. So I'm hoping with this video it sort of draws more conversation and discussion where I kind of am on the situation. I did a video on this, but I've been a massive fan of CrossFit for a number of years, been a member. So what I did want to make clear is I still want to be able to watch the elite guys and women. I still want to be able to see Katrin and Annie, Heppner, Fraser, all these people. I want to be able to see them on the competition floor competing against each other. I enjoy watching it. I enjoy the ones that were done in China, Italy last year, Dubai, and then obviously this weekend we got the Rogue Invitational, which I'll be watching. So just want to make it clear that I'm in no way against sort of what CrossFit has done for the community over the years, which brings me to my first point really. So Greg Glassman, he came up with a methodology over 10 years ago now, and then grew a company, CrossFit, from nothing really, from training a few people, and it's expanded to 14,000 affiliates. So that's a tremendous feat, and you don't get to do that without being intelligent and forward thinking, which brings me back to my last video, and that's why I'm disappointed with everything that happened really, because I feel as though an intelligent, forward-thinking man with the platform and the reach that he has should have been able to do something better with his words, for want of a better word. However, I've seen the argument, like I said, over sort of yesterday, over the past 2 days I've been looking at all the comments on Facebook, on Reddit, Instagram, what people are saying. I've read the Washington Post and the New York Times articles, and tried to get a good view of what everybody's kind of saying and thinking, and the different viewpoints on it. Greg Glassman stepped down as CEO, and Dave Castro has took over. So should we just say, well, Glassman's out the way, should we just move on? He apologised, and again, that's up for debate whether or not you think that apology from Glassman was enough. Likewise, by CrossFit bringing in Dave Castro as CEO, is that enough? Now, Dave Castro released a statement yesterday. Read the statement. I read it a couple of times. Not sure how I feel with that really. So without analysing it too much, I think that's part of the issue. Is I read it and I don't feel anything. But again, a lot of people say, give him time, see what he can do, and yeah, time will tell. Is it enough for people like for me, or for affiliates to that have de-affiliated to put the faith back into the CrossFit brand? I'm not sure. And as you've seen by a lot of the sponsors, and over 1,000 affiliates sort of leaving that, and sponsors moving away from CrossFit at the moment, it's not enough. So yeah, Dave Castro's took over. Greg Glassman apologised. He's retired now, and CrossFit we're just going to have to see now what Dave Castro changes. I believe over the past week that they could have done a little bit more to have got ahead of things, but they didn't, and this is where we're at the moment. Okay, Jacob Heppner did his video over the past couple of days. So I've watched both of them, and I've listened to what he said. And again, he's pretty open with saying like not everybody's got their own opinions, and he's open for discussion on it. A big thing for him was anger misplacement. So he was talking about how people are angry, and he understands that, and frustrated, sort of saying there was a knee-jerk reaction by a lot of affiliates sort of jumping ship, and ultimately that it wouldn't hurt Glassman because he's got his money and he'll retire and he's happy enough. But who it's going to hurt is the CrossFit headquarters staff and the community. So do I understand what he's saying with that? Yes. Do I agree? No. For myself, and again, just to make it clear, I'm not an affiliate owner. I'm just been a CrossFit enthusiast for a number of years, and just a big fan of everything. But for me, more than anything, more than anger, really, it was like a frustration and disappointment at firstly what he said. It could have been, it didn't need to be said, and it was again repulsive, but he apologised for that. But ultimately it just had the power to do more because of this community aspect, and that's where I feel disappointed. In his second video, he was saying how some of the larger gyms, so I use NC Fit as an example, and I would class that as one of the larger gyms, and there's a number of them across California, and he's saying they'll be okay because they've got the members and they've got the support, so they don't necessarily need CrossFit for their brand. However, a lot of the smaller ones, it was sort of suggesting and said that a lot of them are, some of them are making knee-jerk reaction, and some of them sort of like a social pressure to also de-affiliate. That might be the case with some of them, but in what I was been researching and looking at quite a few in this area, and I got an email today off CrossFit Durham and NC Fit. They've made it clear exactly what they're going to do to help the community and how they're going to diversify and all these steps, understanding that they're not perfect, but they're wanting to work. So CrossFit Durham have now changed to Community Fitness Durham, and I think for me, I think that's the right way to go at the moment, because it's one of the proposals Jacob Epner said was about giving sort of all the affiliates the option to sign a petition with a timeline where Glassman would have to sell his shares in CrossFit, because I think that's the other problem, isn't it, at the moment? Even though he has retired, he's still the owner of CrossFit. So no matter how you're looking at it, like, the money is going to Glassman, and even if you give him 5 months to sell his shares, I mean, shares are going to stay as valuable if everybody did that. It's interesting. It's an interesting conversation, and it's an interesting discussion that what I've been doing over the past sort of few days, a few weeks, is just educating myself on as many different angles to all this as possible, really, and making my own decision. Do I think CrossFit needs to diversify a bit? Absolutely, I think it does. Do I think CrossFit gyms can break away and become their own box, their own thing in their own right? Yeah, absolutely. And do I think that's the right thing to do? I think it is at the moment, absolutely. And I think the sponsors are showing this, and I understand how the athletes are scared. I understand how the community of CrossFit are scared in that they think that if CrossFit goes away, then that's going to be lost, and I don't think that's the case. I think all the people that do CrossFit and have supported it for so many years, I think it's more than a brand and a methodology to people. And then lastly, what I do think what's going to happen from all this is it's going to promote innovation and change. People who have de-affiliated, there's going to be less restrictions on them. I think it just opens it up. I think it opens it up to innovation, to change, and better products, which I don't think we should be scared of. So yeah, and then lastly, what I would say, I've seen a lot of criticism about Morning Chalk Up, and about how they're kind of reporting this and which way they're leaning on the issues. I think Morning Chalk Up is a relatively new media source for CrossFit. Personally, I'm glad they did come across, because news on CrossFit in the past has been slow, to say the least, and I think there's been a market for people wanting content about CrossFit. So even though they might not be perfect, and again I think some of the posts over the past few months around coronavirus I haven't particularly supported, but I feel as though they do a good job of sort of covering quite a lot. Okay, and that's a wrap. That's the end of the video. So hopefully sort of did a half decent job at doing a bit of a roundup and just gone through like a lot of the popular sort of comments and arguments that people have got. I just think, yeah, I think it's important at the moment to do the right thing, really. So I don't know, we'll see. Well, it's going to be an interesting sort of couple of weeks on the matter, but it's good to see a lot of gyms sort of going their own way now, putting out some messages, and I think I'll put down below in the description the email that was sent out today by what was CrossFit Durham and is now Community Fitness Durham. So it's a good message, and also NC Fit, what they put on their Instagram on exactly what they're going to do to sort of action the words, which I think again is also very important. It's easy at the moment to say stuff, but like, what can we do? So alright, thanks for watching. If you can like, subscribe, it's much appreciated, and yeah, keep safe, keep healthy, adios.